welcome to another episode of Have You Seen It? I am Charles, and I'm with my post-election homegirl,
Hello,
Denise. How
Charles.
you doing?
I'm hanging in there. Hello, moviegoers.
We are in, I'm not saying we got the post-election blues, but this has been...
We have the post-election concern.
Yes. Okay, so today's show, I don't know how much justice we're going to do to this gentleman, Sean Connery. I mean, he was a giant in the motion picture industry. He's been gone for about a week now. He died on the 31st of October, right? But today we are going to talk about Sean. So we're going to talk about Sean and some of the things that he accomplished in Hollywood. He made the standard for which every Bond after, right, had to live up to. Today we're going to do our recommendation of, our favorite Sean Connery movie, right? And we're going to start off with my homie. Denise, go ahead.
My favorite Sean Connery movie is none other than The Untouchables. I have seen that movie maybe 50 times, and if it were on TV right now and I wasn't filming, I would be watching it. I know quite a bit of dialogue. And this movie stars Sean Connery, Kevin Costner, Andy Garcia, Robert De Niro, and Charles Martin Smith. And basically, it's a movie about the Prohibition era, and the gangster Al Capone played very well and convincingly by Robert De Niro.
Oh, absolutely.
And Sean's character is Malone, and he is a former police officer who's walking the beat, but he meets Kevin Costner one night, and through a series of conversations, he is asked by Kevin Costner, aka Elliot Ness, to join the Treasury Department and help stamp out crime and corruption that is running rampant in Chicago because of Al Capone. And I tell you, his screen presence alone in the movie was just, I have a crush on him anyway. So every time he opened his mouth, I was like cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. So
you and every other woman.
Yes. So right now, that is my favorite Untouchables. So Charles, with that, I want to know, what are you prepared to do?
You said you wanted to know how to get to Capone. Do you really want to get him? You see what I'm saying? What are you prepared to do?
I could go like a lot of different movies here, right? But I'm going to go with The Hunt for Red October. He played a renegade, actually a submarine captain that was going to defect. What you see him in this movie is a man, even though he was a communist, he was a man with a conscience. And again, I got to piggyback off what Denise said. Every time this guy's on screen, right, he is captivating. I would say my top favorite Sean Connery movie, I could have picked many of them, but I'm going to pick The Hunt for Red October.
Okie dokie.
I know that our next segment here is going to be Nailed It.
Yes.
You still thinking about it?
I nailed it. Sean Connery is from the movie Goldfinger. And my mom was a huge Sean Connery fan. So this movie must have come on television, and I watched it with her, and I was mesmerized. This man was a man's man, suave, debonair, cool as a cucumber, sexy as a mug, And I knew then why my mom was smitten by this man. So now when I have my Cosmopolitan, I will say the words shaken, not stirred.
My nailed it. I'm going to go with the very first Bond movie, Dr. No. He was so cool. So my nailed it is Dr. No.
All right, folks, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. Make sure you hit that like button. And we are available on every podcast platform in the universe. Just type in, have you seen it with Charles and Denise? And there we will be.
Thank you for joining us today for another episode of Have You Seen It? This is the Sean Connery edition.
Oh, yes. And I failed to mention that Sean Connery did win an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor for his portrayal of Malone in The Untouchables. Can't forget that.